Hey guys, today we're going to be reacting to
Pros and cons living in Norway as a foreigner.
In this video, I'm going to give you pros and cons if you're moving to Norway as a foreigner or just as a student, as anything. Of course, pros and cons are subjective, but in this case, I think most people agree with me. Let's dive in.
Honestly, she looked like Norwegian though. I feel like if she said
yeah,
she
that's
was
what I'm
Norwegian,
wondering
I think there's just a
where she's from.
I don't know, but just based on her visuals, she already is kind of like halfway assimilated, basically.
So I'm going to share my biggest pro and biggest cons till last in this video, so make sure you watch the whole thing. But first of all, I'll give you a pro. So a big pro here in Norway is that the welfare system is absolutely amazing. Schools, kindergarten, hospitals, and everything, you can trust that it's really great. Plus, another bonus is that everything is safe. You can kids go on the bike and still be safe. It is no problem. So a con here would be that it's a really big country, and meaning that public transport don't take you anywhere. So if you want to go to some amazing hike somewhere and you're living in a smaller city or just also in Oslo, you are pretty much dependent on having a car, and that's expensive. Another big pro here is that all jobs are good jobs. If you are a dishwasher, if you are working as a waitress, if you are in the administrative, if you are a dentist, no matter what, all jobs are very good paid in Norway. And the rights that you have when you're working is also very good. So for example, I just became a mother, and me and my partner had a whole year paid with the baby, so we could just stay at home half a year both and be really present with our new baby, and that was absolutely
A year total, so half a year him, half a year her.
They take it separate, different time?
Probably, yeah, it would make sense. So that's all for have a daycare,
Someone at home.
basically, yeah. It's all the jobs are well paid. So she dishwasher, she used an example. I guess everybody can afford rent and stuff like that. There isn't much of low people can afford housing, stuff that we deal with, so that's good.
absolutely amazing. So another con here would be that it's actually cold most of the year. And that's a problem for a lot of people, that it's dark and cold most of the year. So you really want to make sure that you make some friends and that you connect with people during the time when it's cold and dark, because you're gonna need it. So another big pro, if you ask me, if you're moving to Norway, is that people here are pretty much up for physical activities all day. They don't sit at home and game or watch Netflix. They're up for doing something fun and social. So that's
I think that has to do with the weather, because so much of the weather is not good. So whenever the weather is permissible, oh, we can go outside, do something, everybody's like, let's go take advantage of that. It was similar in Lithuania too. Like whenever weather would be good, you just go, because there's so much rain and just cloudy, cold, that whenever there's good weather, you just don't want to be at home. You want to take advantage of that. Versus, here, like in Miami, the weather is basically good like 90% of the time. So you don't really feel the need to take advantage of it. Plus, a lot of times it is too hot. But still, though, like, it's one of those things is like, when you get it, like anytime you get it, you really appreciate it. So it's like, it's the same thing.
That's really a big pro moving to Norway. So another con would be that things here are really expensive. You can't really buy milk, food, or anything that is cheap, and it doesn't exist anywhere. So you really have to bring your wallet and make sure that you apply for jobs maybe before even getting here. That would be a good thing to do, because things are expensive in Norway. So another big pro, if you ask me, if you're moving to Norway, is that
It's expensive. She just said all of the jobs pay well. So I think it's expensive, but everyone can afford it. There isn't that crisis where people can't afford the basic needs. Then who cares? Like, it is expensive for foreigners. Why would they be concerned that, oh, it's expensive for foreigners? Well, don't come. I mean, if you can't, as long as the people within the country can afford it and they're fine with it, that's all good.
that people here are really, really nice. Like, they
So
really
essentially, it's like the job that anyone can have in Norway, it at least pays enough to be able to afford these things, or is it
I
like
think so. That's how what I gather, that the jobs pay well. So even the lowest income jobs pays well. I'm assuming well means sufficient to afford the basic needs, which is rent and food. Obviously, I don't expect like, oh, I'm going out here spending money on cars and stuff and lying out plane tickets. Not like that. But as work as our job is good enough. Because here, as a dishwasher, you probably would need 2 to 3 jobs to afford that. So
have a big heart, and they're not busy people. Trust me, they have all the time in the world and is ready to give you a hand if you need it. So another con if you're moving to Norway is that it can be really hard for a foreigner to get a job here, and it of course depends on your profession and your CV and what people you know. But I actually have another video which I'll put in the description box below that will help you with your CV, but that can be a con if you're moving to Norway as a foreigner. So I saved the biggest pro and con for the last in this video. Okay, so here's the biggest con. It's really hard to make Norwegian friends here, and everyone I know who's foreign say this. I don't know why, but Norwegians can seem a little cold and closed when it comes to meeting new people. They like have their social circle, and then
that's like, it's a little bit contradictory, but at the same time I understand it, because contradictory in the sense that she just said that
they're friendly people.
yeah, I'm trying to find it. People are very nice, right? Like people are very friendly, right? But you can make friends. I think this kind of goes back to what we saw in the Netherlands, where it's like, what's the expression the person used?
The door is closed, but the windows
Yeah,
are
the windows are
open.
open, but the door is closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's friendly, cool, but not friendly enough to let you in the friend group. And
Because it's full.
yeah, because it's full. So I think it goes back to that, the same thing. And I don't think it's Norway or in the Netherlands thing. I think it's maybe more Northern Europe kind of thing. It's just, culturally language barrier. Because imagine you have a friend group, you all speak Norwegian. A foreigner comes in. If you allow them in, then everybody has to speak English, which is, I've been speaking Norwegian for 30, 40 years. Now you gotta switch to English. So yeah.
Possible, and I will put a link to another video on how to get Norwegian friends in the description box below. But anyways, so the biggest pro about living in Norway is definitely that you have this amazing nature right in your backyard, and that's pretty much whether you're living in the biggest city, Oslo, or you're living wherever you're living, you have this amazing beautiful nature right beside you that you can use. And as I said, people here loves to use it as well, so it just really connects you to the nature, and it's really amazing. So I hope that this video was helpful to you, and if you need more tips, just send.
Cool, interesting perspective. The interesting thing about the friends, it's always just the contradiction is always so interesting, that people are friendly but not friendly enough. So it's like,
hey guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.